So y'all seem to enjoy yesterday's video, which was the top 15 skins I believe were left out of Battlefront 2 that should have been in the game. Now today I'm bringing you the top 10 heroes that definitely should have made the final cut. Now keep in mind, this isn't a top 10 all-time Star Wars characters I want to see in the game, because the list would be completely different. This is more so a what's more realistic for them to put in the game based on what they've given us in the past. Because in all honesty, we already know we're never going to get characters like Darth Raven, Plagueis, Malgus, and the list goes on. All the legend characters, those were probably never even in the thoughts of anybody at EA or DICE when it came to this game. However, with that said, we all know there are some characters in this game that we can feel in our heart and soul that are just missing and kind of leaves a little bit of holes in the game. And that's what today's video is all about. Let's get it.
Who's the man?
Time to find out.
Alright y'all, this video is going to have a part 1 and a part 2. The part 1 is just going to explain which heroes I think should have been in the game, and the second part is actually going to break down their abilities, traits, voice lines, and all that. So today's video is solely going to focus on the heroes, and then once we finish parts 1 and 2, we'll do the same exact thing for the villains. So without further delay, let's dive into it. Coming in at number 10, we have Baze Malbus from Rogue One. He might not be one of the characters you'd put on your list, but think about it. Who would have put Dengar on their list in 2015, and look how much the fans loved him. Plus, I've already brainstormed so many different abilities that he can have, and I feel like at the end of the day, he'd just be such a fun character to play with on the Battlefront. I just imagine him as a huge tank character for the Rebels, and on top of that, he was mad funny in Rogue One, so I can already think of so many different voice lines that he can have in the game. Alright y'all, moving on. Number 9 will go hand in hand with number 10, and I'm talking about my man Chirrut Îmwe. If you want to talk about a character that has endless possibilities as far as ability combinations, then look no further than my man right here. DICE already gave us the Rogue One season in Battlefront 2015, so it's kind of weird and awkward that they did not want to add that in Battlefront 2. Like I said, I'm not going to get too far and too deep into abilities right now, but you can already imagine in your head, if you've seen Rogue One, what this guy can possibly do and bring to this game. And I feel like the voice lines between him and Baze would be hilarious, priceless moments in this game if they were both in there. Alright, based off the Rogue One vibes I've been giving you, you should already be able to guess who I got for number 8. That's going to be baby girl Jyn Erso. One of the only things I didn't like about Battlefront 2, aside from the microtransactions when the game launched, is the fact that there's a lot of things in Battlefront 1 that weren't carried over to 2, and I feel like if you're gonna have a second game, it should have everything that was in the first one and more. The fact that we didn't end up getting Jyn Erso, Krennic, or anybody from Rogue One, but we ended up getting Scarif was kind of a slap in the face to everybody that liked playing as them in Battlefront 2015. I can't say I'm one of them because personally I never actually got my hands on the season pass, and I've actually thought about going back and doing a couple videos for you guys where I play the Battlefront 2015 DLC because it'd be a first time for me. It's on the PlayStation Store right now for like $5 because I have EA Play, so I'll definitely think about it. But moving on down the list to number 7, I'm talking about somebody in the prequel trilogy who we should have definitely had at launch, considering the fact that we have Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. Yes, I'm talking about Qui-Gon Jinn from The Phantom Menace. This is a character I was disappointed that wasn't in the game at launch, but considering the fact that we didn't have Anakin or Obi-Wan either, that was the least of my concerns at the time. Look, there's a lot of people that play this game that have told me Qui-Gon Jinn was not on their list of people that they needed in the game, but how could you really say that considering how important he is to Star Wars in general? And I don't know what it is or why, but I get the vibe that ever since Disney bought Star Wars, the prequels kind of get just flushed down the toilet low-key. But that's a completely different conversation that we could save for a different time. Let's get back into why I think Qui-Gon Jinn should have been in Star Wars Battlefront 2. On top of probably having the most screen time in The Phantom Menace, he got in both of the 2 iconic lightsaber fights in that movie. Plus, I just feel like his moveset and abilities would just be so much fun to play with in the game. Plus, he's a character that we didn't get in the original Battlefronts either, so unless you played the Phantom Menace game in 1999, you have never played as Qui-Gon Jinn in any Star Wars game ever. Now let's move on to number 6, and it's gonna be Ezra Bridger. Considering the fact that he's a brand new Jedi, his abilities and skill sets would be so different from everybody else in my opinion, which could make using him in the game really odd, but in a very good and unique way. I wasn't really big on Rebels in the beginning because in my mind, it was the show that they decided to cancel the Clone Wars for, so I was kind of hating on the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. After going back and watching it, it was a pretty decent show, and I can already think off the top of my head about 7 or 8 different abilities that Ezra can have, so I'm gonna be really excited to put him in the part 2 of this video. Plus, adding a character like Ezra Bridger into the game opens up so many different possibilities as far as maps and all types of different just crazy stuff that could have been in this game. Alright, moving on to number 5 is going to be Captain Rex. Now this is a character that they pretty much have no excuse for not putting in the game, for the simple fact that is he not just going to be a stronger version of the ARC Trooper with separate abilities? Plus, Captain Rex was absolutely hilarious at times on the show, so just imagine his reaction to seeing different characters from different eras in this game. Believe it or not, he's one of the characters I'm most excited for making the part 2 for, because I just have so many different abilities in my mind and features that I can give to Captain Rex. He's just simply a fan favorite, and seeing him, Anakin, and Obi-Wan together on the Battlefront would be amazing. There's literally 500 million different voice line combinations that he can have, so we're not even going to get into that, but just know Captain Rex is definitely a character that they should have put in this game, for the simple fact that everybody loves him, and he would just be an amazing fit to the clone army. Alright y'all, moving into the number 4 spot is going to be Kestis. Now look, a lot of people say it's a slap in the face because it's literally a character made by EA, but you have to consider the fact where DICE and EA were with Battlefront by the time Jedi Fallen Order came out, so we couldn't really expect them to add somebody like Kestis. It's a whole new character, plus they were already done making content for the game. But despite all that, I'm sure we'd give them a warm welcome into the game because Jedi Fallen Order was probably EA's gem throughout all the different Star Wars games that they made and kind of saved them with Disney. And a character like Kestis had so many different abilities in the game because that skill tree was huge and you could just unlock so many different things. Plus his lightsaber combat was unique to every Jedi that I've ever seen in my life. He pretty much did it all in that game. Plus his outfit combinations are literally endless. Imagine if you can import the outfit that you're wearing in Jedi Fallen Order into Battlefront and use them. That'd be freaking sick. But a video like that is going to be saved for a different time. Let's move on to the top 3, and number 3, starting it off, is going to be my boy the Mandalorian. No introduction needed, a fan favorite by far, and he could have endless ability options, and just imagine him running around with a little baby Yoda. That'd be the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've always said there's 2 huge things that EA missed on when it came to this game, and the reason that they shouldn't have canceled it is because 1, the Mandalorian season would have went crazy, 2, the Clone Wars season would have went crazy. But the reason the Mandalorian would have went crazy is because everybody's watching it. You have people that have never even seen Star Wars watching the Mandalorian, going back and catching up on everything. That would spill over into the video game world because people that are only fans of the Mandalorian would come to Battlefront and then they would just introduce them to all things Star Wars. I mean, look what Fortnite did. They had an entire season dedicated just to Star Wars to get everybody hyped for the new movies, and they've also added the Mandalorian on top of a bunch of different other characters in the game. But this is just one of the many examples of EA not using forward-thinking methods, but I could go on all day ripping on EA, but I'm not here for that. Let's move on to lucky number 2, and it's gonna be Mace Windu. We all want Mace Windu in this game. Every time I get in a party with Battlefront players, we all talk about the characters we want, and Mace Windu is brought up every single time, amongst a few others. But one of the main reasons I really want Mace Windu in the game, aside from the fact that he's one of my favorite Star Wars characters ever, is, whether you believe it or not, there's an imbalance in this game between heroes and villains. The villains definitely have the edge, so if you put somebody like Mace Windu in the game, who's theoretically one of the strongest characters in the Star Wars universe, it kind of brings that balance back to the game. And pretty much like everybody else on this list, there's just an endless amount of possibilities when it comes to abilities that you can give Mace Windu in this game. That's why I feel like it's another one of those characters that EA just kind of missed the mark on. Alright, so now that y'all haven't seen this person on the list, you should definitely know who number 1 is about to be. It's going to be the one and only Ahsoka Tano. Now look, I understand why she wasn't in the game when it first came out, because like I said, we didn't even have Anakin and Obi-Wan, so I don't know what was going on, but after getting them, plus I wanted Captain Rex in the game, having Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Rex would be perfect. This game, all the way back from 2003, has always been about giving Star Wars fans that feeling of playing whatever characters they wanted on whatever maps they wanted from all these iconic Star Wars movies. I don't think EA understands how many people love Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I don't know where their mind was. I know I've said that so many times, but I really don't know where their head was when they didn't put certain characters in this game. Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, all these characters from the Clone Wars are characters that we don't get the opportunity to play with in other games. They had the opportunity to basically put the icing on the cake with this game and throw in these Clone Wars characters so that they can live on eternally even after Season 7, being the last Clone Wars season, was over. Now for Ahsoka, everything is exciting. Voice lines, abilities, outfits, everything that has to do with Ahsoka Tano being in this game is just mind-blowing, and I'd love for her to be in it. That's why I cannot wait to release this part 2 for you guys so I can show you the different abilities with all these different characters. It's just going to be a good time. Now normally I'd tell you guys that if this video gets 50 likes, I'll release the next part tomorrow, but this video that I'm going to release, this part 2, it's definitely going to take some time, and one day is not enough because I have a packed and busy schedule, and I've always believed in quality over quantity, so if the video's not done, I'm not going to release it for you guys. But don't worry, I'm definitely going to have a video in its place tomorrow so you guys have some content to watch. It might be a supremacy match where I just go absolutely crazy, or it might just be another hero showdown match, you never know. And if there's a character that you want to see in Battlefront 2 that didn't make my list, then comment down below, because I know for a fact there's probably some characters out there that I missed or didn't even think about when I was making the list. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Remember to follow your boy on Instagram for all things content related. I'm gonna update you guys over there, and I'm also gonna be posting Instagram exclusive clips just like how I'm posting on TikTok, so you don't want to miss that. Definitely make sure you follow me on Instagram, and if you want to just DM your boy, talk about all things Star Wars, hit me up on Twitter, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.